Hello everyone and welcome to Astro RPG. Thanks for tuning in again. Just wanted to make a short video on is this the future of gaming? So just something that I find very interesting. Um, GeForce Now probably has been released, I think around November, December 2021. Um, so a very interesting concept. Is this where we're going with gaming? And what I mean by that is what you play your games on. So at the moment you got essentially consoles and PCs. Um, Now this doesn't affect the console market. This is more of a PC market type of thing. So let me just set it up for you. So you got so essentially you want to buy a gaming PC, right? That can run all the latest games with the latest tech. It's going to cost you a bit of upfront money, yeah, like $3,000-$4,000, depending on how hard you want to go. Um, or there's GeForce Now, which has come out probably, like I said, November-ish, something like that. Now, this isn't a sponsored video at all. This is just something I find pretty interesting. It's a pretty good conversation topic. So, what GeForce Now is, if you haven't heard of it, is essentially a streaming service for games. Um, so it's not there is a monthly subscription, and I'll get into that in a second. But it's not like a humble subscription or like your Origin subscription. It's not like the Netflix of games. It's not like you're paying a monthly fee and then you've got access to 100 games in a library, whatever it is in their library that you can you technically own but don't own unless you're paying the monthly subscription. This is more, you still would need Steam or whatever. I think it's compatible with Steam. Um, I'm pretty sure Epic as well are affiliated with it, and probably some like Blizzard and that I'm pretty sure are all affiliated. So you still need to buy your games through Steam or through Epic or whatever, like your individual games that like you own and they're on your account. But what GeForce Now does is let you so once you own those games, it lets you play those games streaming it via internet to your PC. Now, what's the big deal about that, you might think? So, as long as you've got a really good internet connection, um, the beauty of it is you can have an absolute potato PC, you can have an Apple PC, because it's got nothing to do with your operating system or what hardware you've got inside your case. It's just as long as you've got a half a decent internet connection, you're playing the game at current gen graphics um, on whatever potato PC you like. So, for argument's sake, when New World came out, I trialed this on my sister's MacBook Air, which is not a gaming computer, and this MacBook Air is probably 5 years old. So for one, New World is a Windows-only game. You can't even play that on a Mac, even if you brought yourself a Mac today in 2022. Saying that, you couldn't even run New World on that Mac at ultra settings, not even probably pretty good settings, because the Mac wouldn't be powerful enough graphics-wise to run it, because it's just not built that way. Um, but I played New World at everything on ultra on my sister's MacBook Air, totally fine, because it was just streaming internet, and I was just tethering it on my phone. So you do have to have good internet. Like, I did try this out when I was away on holiday, and internet was a bit funny out there, and I was tethering my phone to the laptop that I had, which was my Windows laptop, but potato, absolute potato, and I couldn't get it going. I could with games that graphically didn't need much. So obviously, like when I'm streaming HD quality, there wasn't much happening. So I could just play some games, but like trying to play New World was like a big no-no, because you needed obviously a good internet connection. So this is essentially the main website here. So powered by Pentanet. I don't know if that's just an Australia thing or a worldwide thing. Um, So as you can see, you could play Cyberpunk is a current gen game that you pretty much need modern day hardware to run that at ultra settings, and you can play it at ultra settings on your 10-year-old laptop if you like, using GeForce Now, because your internet will allow you to stream it pretty good. Um, so you can stream to multiple devices, but it depends on the compatibility of the game. So there is a Mac there by the look of it, but there's also some phones, iPad and things like that. So you can stream it to your iPhone, iPad, but obviously the game has to be somewhat compatible with that device. So you can still try and run it, but to try and move around controls on an iPhone with say New World, I think it still may let you do it, but it just won't. You know, nothing is really. You're not going to play the game. It's a waste of time. But saying that, there are some games that will work on mobile phones as well. Just depends on what type of games they are. So yes, so thousands of games ready to play, no installs needed. So basically, what I was saying, I won't go into the games list, but obviously, oh here we go. So it's the library supported is Steam, Epic, Ubisoft, Connect, GOG, Origin, and probably more, but they're the main big ones. So yeah, you could log into Steam, buy a game, and fire your computer up through this, and you're playing it. With modern day graphics and without having to go spend all that upfront money on a gaming computer. I know I sound like a salesman now. Honestly, this is not a sponsored video, but it's kind of exciting in a way because I think it's interesting of where we're heading into the future. Um, so yeah, obviously your PC, Mac, as I said before, you can cast things to your TV. Obviously your browser on your PC. Obviously you're going to use your browser to open up GeForce Now. And then it's got your phones there as well, that depending on compatibility, whether the games work. So they've got two payment plans. The basic payment plan is free. So if you have got, if gaming on a PC is something you've always wanted to do, and you either want to go spend money on current day parts and build your own PC, or go buy one done, or you're interested in this, the basic plan is free. So what the caveats are on the basic plan is that depending on how many users are on, you join a queue. So you might have to wait. I did when I was away at my holiday house. This did happen. I had to wait I was counting down from like 90 down. I think I got into a game. Um, I think maybe 20 minutes it took. This was December. I don't know if it's worse now because as in queue times because this has been out a bit longer. So word may have got out there. But yeah, so you've got basic access, which has queue times, limited session times, so you can only play for an hour, and then it will boot you, I believe, and then you've just got to go back in that queue. And their RTX technologies are disabled. RTX technologies are neither here or there. I think you can still play, you'll play game on Ultra, and just because it has RTX off, I don't think is going to take anything majorly away from the game. I know people might argue with that, but RTX is fairly new. Go back 3 years ago. Which in gaming isn't that long actually, with modern day stuff, and RTX wasn't a thing. So ray tracing and that probably not as much of a big deal. But if you wanted to try it out and try PC gaming out for other than you just having to buy a game, that's the only money you'd have to spend. You can try it out for free, or there are plenty of free games on Steam you could play that should be have access to this type of setup that you can play for free. Or they've got their normal priority plans, which is you sign up on a month by month, which is Australian dollars $20, or annually at $17.99. So you'd be signing up for a 1 year plan there. I think they charge you for the whole year there. I think they're just giving you the monthly split up as a bit of a sales tactic. So if you think about it this way, I'm not super prepared for this video, but I've just got my phone here. Like say you're on the monthly plan, the most expensive, right? $19.99. Oh, I can do this math in my head, but I just want to prove that I am. My phone's not coming up in the camera. But anyway, $19.99 times 12 months is $239.88, right? Now, let's say $240. If a modern day PC was going to cost you, let's say $3,500, that's Australian. Divided by 280, I think I said. So 12 years you would have to have. That's assuming the prices don't change, but I can't see them go. They probably will creep up, but by how much, who knows? Approximately 12 and a half years it will take you to spend the money that you would buying a $3,500 gaming PC. So if you didn't want to go blow all that money, and it's not blowing because I really love PC gaming, you definitely have an option here to get into it at a pretty cheap price, to be honest. And then maybe later down the track, you can then buy your own PC if that's what you want to do. But when you look at the outlay for a PC compared to the monthly price of this, if you had some pretty good internet, and depending on the games you play as well, I don't know with games like Call of Duty and things like that, you know how server lag is going to affect your gameplay. So I think for super competitive games, if that's what you wanted to do, where you know every bit of ping is important. I don't know how this, you know, I don't know too much about, you know, how it's going to affect your gameplay, whether you won't notice a thing or whether there is going to be maybe lag spikes and ping spikes and things like that. But if you're just playing non-competitive, just for fun, you're not too fussed, a lot of single-player games, this is pretty good, I think, to get into gaming, PC gaming that is. Um, it's a very interesting concept, and it's pretty exciting because if this is where we're going in the future, this, you know, think about it, if internet keeps getting better, this can potentially render, you know, new new graphics cards, you know, render them useless nearly. I'm not making a big call there, but like it'll be good for PC builders. I think it'll make the market more competitive because if more people are jumping on this, what you're seeing, I think my camera's flipped on this, then obviously they have to price graphic cards a bit more competitively. You know, if they want people to still buy graphics cards, when you've got a lot of people jumping on here and getting modern day gen type of playability on a game on your computer that's 15 years old, good internet, that's all you need. So it's pretty good. Um, yeah, it looks like Pentanet is the Aussie Australian affiliation. So if you're watching this from overseas, obviously you might have to download some other third-party program that will obviously allow you to get into GeForce Now and start playing games. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting to talk about because is this where we're heading? I know there's a lot of gaming subscriptions out now where like a Netflix style thing where you know you'll have access to 200 games for X amount of dollars a month. But this you kind of even though you're paying the monthly subscription to be able to just stream the games you own, so you still have to still buy the games. Just remember that. But same as me, you know, I've got a modern day PC that I brought and I built um, that I spent money on, and then I've still got to buy games on top of that. So it's essentially the same thing, just potentially a cheaper way to do it, potentially, and and especially for those who want to dip their toes into PC gaming, I think even the basic free version is fantastic to buy a game because you might have people that have never gamed on a mouse and keyboard before and maybe just a bit worried if they'll ever get it. It's a good way to try it out. And then even so, if you're still loving it and you still want and you're loving those ultra graphics, you could probably even sign up for a little bit and save up for a PC, or just keep doing this. Like I said, the amount of time you have to have this to spend that same $3,500, years have passed, and which means you will definitely be upgrading your PC probably 3 or 4 times within that time frame. So you've probably spent more money. Where this way, this way can be potentially cheaper. So it's an interesting concept, something I just wanted to briefly speak about and just get your mind rolling a little bit because it's fun times ahead in the gaming industry. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. If you've watched this far, thanks for tuning in. Astro RPG, send us a follow, like the video, I'd appreciate that as well. And yeah, I'll see you soon. The Discord link is in the page description, so feel free to jump on Discord, keep up to date with all the gaming news there, and I hang around there pretty often, so once I'm done streaming, I do come down and have a chat with you guys and even play some games for a little bit. So, yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. All the best.